Do I sound good? Do I? Hello? I've had a connection with wrestling for my entire life. Mainly introduced to me by the weird kid across the street and my dad. I played a fuck ton of Raw vs. SmackDown as a kid on the PlayStation 2. And then once I got older, I started watching the TV show, which is garbage television, I know, and I also know it's not real. But to me, neither of those matter. So why does it exist? If it's fake, if it's garbage, if it's sometimes really racist and unfunny, why do you still watch it? And to that I say, it's kind of good sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that it's a TV show and it's a show about wrestlers being wrestlers, but it's not real wrestling, it's fake wrestling, and it's predetermined because it's a live TV show, kind of like a live play, but it's also kind of like there's a shit ton of athleticism that goes into it, which I'll get into later. And if you do watch wrestling, you're more than likely gonna get the same old question.
You do know it's fake, right?
Well, duh. It's almost like that everyone who ever comes in contact with a wrestling fan has to point out the most obvious, clear thing that everyone... So why does it exist? Well, it really got its boom in the 90s and the 80s, but it started way back in like the 50s or the 20s or some shit. I don't remember, but what I do remember is that in the 90s, until these guys came along, it had a really tough run of being like more of a Sunday morning cartoon. And pushing into my childhood, it started to fall out of the mainstream and started to become a really niche thing. Well, you may ask, if it started to fall out and you know it's fake and it's dumb and it's sometimes racist and it's sometimes unfunny and it sometimes has really bad decision making, they pick the winners but the wrong person wins? What the fuck? Even if there's a lot of bullshit that happens in wrestling, anyone can find a joy in wrestling. I would say that occasionally it's rated E10 and up. There occasionally are very interesting characters. There are occasionally very interesting stories. We got celebrities. We got real fighters. We got other celebrities. We got Snoop Dogg. We have scandals. We have politics. We have a ratings war. Great way to escape the fact that you're living in a global pandemic. There are real true athletes that exist in this medium that won't get to show off their athleticism in any other medium just like it, brother. There are amazing characters and amazing character arcs. There is storylines. There is blood. There's the weird politics inside wrestling, like, yes, we're going to Saudi Arabia. Oh, we had a COVID breakout? Guess we'll still run shows. There's a community around wrestling that can rip and tear wrestling to its core and reveal that it's a terrible fucking... Now, for the majority of this video, I have only been talking about one company, and that company is the WWE. They are the biggest and the top dog, the big dog of wrestling. They also have a second brand called NXT. They do a lot better job at making their wrestling and not this hokey bullshit. Because yes, there is one top dog, but there are a lot of fish in this pond. There's obviously the second biggest company inside North America, AEW, which currently is my favorite wrestling company. Fuck the rest. There's Ring of Honor, there's New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's Impact, there's Lucha Underground, there's Evolve, there's NWA, there's PWG, there's MLW, there's Stardom, there's otherwise known as AAA, and the list can go on and on and on because there are thousands of wrestling companies, because wrestling has a lot to offer for a lot of different people. And I know a lot of different people fucking hate wrestling, and I know a lot of different people think it's dumb, but that's okay because I love wrestling and I don't give a f. To wrap this up, wrestling has taught me a lot of good things and has taught me a lot of things about myself. Wrestling has taught me to just be whoever the fuck I want to be, because if these jackasses can do it on live TV, so can I. They taught me not to try these moves at home, and I cannot jump off of ladders. For so much of my life, I've hid the fact that I love wrestling, because it comes with a lot of baggage and questions from other people asking questions like, you know it's fake, right? How old are you? You still watch wrestling? Why do you still watch wrestling? Point is, Wrestling's taught me a lot. I fucking love wrestling. Nobody's gonna get me to stop watching wrestling anytime soon, and wrestling has created a very angry and small, blood-hungry little boy. How big is Batista's